subscribe now and press the bell icon. Never miss an update.
Fine. So when coming to Python generator, so Python generator are the functions. Okay, these are functions which is used to traverse the object. Okay, which is used to traverse the object and used to create iterators. You know iterators, how the iterators are over there. Just for loop we were doing previously. We were doing a for loop. So now this generator, what is this generator will help us? Okay, this help us to decrease a lot of complexity. Okay. So now while doing iteration, you need to take an object and push every value into some variable and then access this kind of thing. So we need to implement ITR or next method to keep the track of internal states. So it's a lengthy process to create iterators. So now we have generators which will play an essential role in simplifying the process. Okay, if there is no value found, it raises an exception called stop iterator exception. So till now we were reading errors, now we will read exceptions. So we should be familiar with the exceptions. What kind of exceptions? Exceptions are nothing but errors. Exceptions are oops errors, right? OOP errors. So what these generators will do? So it is quite simple to create a generator in Python. It is very easy. Okay, it is similar to a normal function. Normal function, as you write, it will be same as similar function defined by keyword, and uses a keyword instead of return. It uses a simple one keyword instead of return. Normally, what you will do, you want to return a value from a function. What you will do? Return keyword. Return keyword we use. Rather than that, what we will do now? Here we will use another keyword. Okay. So we can say that the body of a function contains a statement. It automatically becomes a generator. What statement? The particular yield. Yield. Y-I-E-L-D. Yield. Okay. Yield. If the function contains a yield, okay, it becomes automatically a generator. Automatically a generator. Right. So now we will see a small function so that we can understand. This is generator expressions. So what is the difference between a normal function and a generator function? Normal functions contains only one return statement, whereas in generator function we can have more than one yield statement. So we will see first single yield statement, then later we will go and see multiple statements. Okay. When generator functions are called, the normal function is passed immediately. So we can have both generator functions and normal functions. Whenever a generator function is called, normal function behavior will be stopped. Okay. Normal function will. So control is transferred to the caller. I'll show you how it is also. And local variable and their states are remembered between the successive calls. So how it will remember also I'll show you. And how the stop iteration also will come, I'll show you. So we'll go to an example. So we have written a function. Okay, we have written a function saying that simple. Okay, which will print the range from 1 to 10, like range 10 up to 10. So whenever it is an even number, but we are rather than normal call, we are doing a yield call, generator call. So now if you observe here, rather than a return, what I am doing? I am doing a yield. So now if I come to for I in simple, I call this function. Whenever I call this function, the function call will go to here and it will run and it will check. Okay, every time. So now if first time it runs, so I will. Okay, the first time when the simple function is called. Okay, the I value will be 1 or 0. It starts from 0, right? It starts from 0. So I value will be 0. So it will check 0% to 0. Yes, it will print 0. Where it will print 0? Here it will print 0. It will return, right? Yield will return I. So it returned. So one execution completed. So again it will call. So when it will, until this range is false, this for loop will go on, right? So now my point is, so now if you observe here, I'll show one output and I'll show debug also. So like what happened? 0 called, 1 it will not return, 2 it will return, 4 it will return, 6 it will return. So now we will see the debug mode also. Now you see. I defined a function. Now the function call, first function call is going on. Okay. So now it called. Okay. Now it called simple. It printed 0. Why? Because it went and it's saw 0, 0% 0 2 by 2, 0% by 2, percentage 2 equal to 0. Yes, it returns 0. Okay. So next one. Next one, what we are doing? 2. Now 2. 1 is not coming. Why? Because even number, not an even number. Only even number is one. So 4. See, that is the advantage of Anaconda. We can debug the program. So how to debug a program is also important. You people should to learn. Okay. Even you can print any of the any of the program. You can debug it. Where what value is present. If an object is created, where it is, how it is. So that is also there. So now next 6 will come. Next 8 will come. That's it. So internal stop iteration. So that's what we were saying here. What was the error we are getting? What was the exception we are getting? Stop iteration. So normally if you run a program, it will not come. Normally if you run in a debug mode, the error will come. Because your debugging rate, you are asking to go ahead. So it is trying to go ahead and giving you and stop iteration. Right? So now from this, what did you understand? So what is the use of yield now? What is the use of generators now? What is the difference between a yield and return statement? That you should understand. The yield statement is responsible for controlling the flow of generator function. So every time the yield return value, it will go to the calling function, caller. It will go to the caller. It passes a function execution, right? It passed the function execution, it came here. And again when I call, it was going there. Right? So later it resumes execution when a successive function is called. So now let us consider I have done some function. Okay. What is that function? We'll write a simple function. Rather than this one, we'll write one simple function. Call generator. It's our own function, right? Call generator. What I will say, call generator of n, I will say. Okay. Yield n into n. N into what do you mean by n power n? It is right. N power n. So now what I will do, I'll start as in a value. Okay. Call generator of not 5. Now if you observe here, wait, it's giving you an address where the function is called. So now what we will do, we will assign the value to some variable. yield. Okay. And here. How you are returning? Okay, I should say dot next. It is opening this file. It is there now. Why it is not going? Generate function. Also called generate. Let's say we have this one. Generate the next term. This is the same function we have written, right? Here what we are doing. Add this example also. Okay. Not next stuff. Next stuff. Okay. Yes. So now if you observe here, this is the next stop here. So now my point is here. See what happened. You want to call a value, like you want to retain an old value. You want to retain the old value. What happens now? Rather than a file, what we will do? We'll do two. Okay, we'll do two, and we'll call twice. So we call there via loop. Here we are calling twice. Okay. So now I want to retain some value. Huh? What yield? So now this, see what happened now here, until where we want to do this is also we can keep. Okay. So now what I will do, while n less than 50. Okay. So now the error will not. Right? Now the error will not come. So what happened now? If you see, so we are passing the value. We are passing the value from here. Okay. We are passing the value from here. So now that the generator will check the value every time you send. Okay. So now what happens? It is trying to call the generator here with the past value, same as function only. Same as function only. Rather than return, you are doing a yield. You are seeing a new functionality. What is the yield is doing? Like I'll come to here. So now, so if you see, what is the difference between this one? Generator functions are called, the normal function is false. Okay. So now you are calling a normal function. From normal function, it is false. Okay. So local variable and their states are remembered, right? So it was giving you from 0 to, it was giving you last time, right? It was giving you same one. So now this is also one of the advantages. So what are the advantages we have? Generators are easy to implement when compared to iterators, right? It is like iterator only. It is going further, right? So now generators are memory efficient for large number of sequences. Okay, the normal function returns a sequence of list which creates entire sequence in memory before returning a result. So entire whatever you do, that was creating in memory. Rather than that, here the generator function calculates the value and passes their execution. So now it is happening in front of your eyes. Rather than in iterator, it was happening at back. Okay, so generator, so it resumes a successive call. Okay, now normally an infinite sequence generator is a great example of memory optimization. So now my point is here we will see multiple yields. Okay, multiple yields also. Multiple yields. Now so now if I run, okay, every time a new value is there. Every time 3 times we have called. Okay, so first time it came first value, second time second value, third time third value. So now so we can keep n number of yields. N number of yields. So now I want the third time third value to come. So let us consider the real time use case of OTP. A person logged in. Okay, maximum 3 times he can reset the he can call for OTP. Now I will keep some random number. Okay, there is a random function also in Python. Okay, there you can generate a random number and return that random number in it. You understood? So every time you try the next time, what happens? New number, right? It maps to the real-time scenario. So that is very, very important. So now we'll see one more example before we are moving into another. So now we have what do you say? A generator expressions, list expressions, list comprehensions are there, right? List comprehension. So we'll see the difference between the list comprehension and generator expression. Generator expression. So now you see this will be a my list, normally a my list. So what you will do, you want to find out the square of each number in my list. What you will do, this is a list comprehension. We know already. We have done already, right? Now there is a generator expression. Now list comprehension is square bracket. Generator comprehension is a normal bracket. Normal bracket. Okay. So we say automatically this will become a generator, right? Generator expression. So now we have done this already. I don't know where it is. This file name I forgot. I'm trying for you people so that will give you more examples. So now you see, which is my list. Normally, this is a list comprehension. It will calculate everything in our memory and it will print. So now here it is what is happening. Right? So now you want to print it. Right? You understood, right? Okay. It became a generator expression. Generator expression. Right? So now, where it will be useful, as I told you, some cases of OTP, okay, or I want to retain the old value. Okay, I have some value and I want to retain the old value. So now the old value is still there, right? Old value is still there. So that cases, okay. So whereas in list expression or list comprehension, what will happen? All the values will print at a time. Here I want one by one. I want to take that value. I want to do some calculation on that. Okay. So in that case, it will help us. Right. Fine. So we will move on to the next section. Rather than moving on to the next section, we'll see one more example here. What is that example? Okay. Right. This is also there. So now if you observe here, we are calculating here. So this example we need to see carefully. Yeah. We need to observe this carefully. Okay. We are trying to do a Fibonacci series of squares of numbers. Okay. Right. So first of all, what we will do, we will find not square. Some Huda. We will bifurcate. Okay. We will bifurcate. So first of all, we will not go to square also. So what is Fibonacci series? The sum of two numbers is equal to the next number. Sum of two numbers is the next number. What is happening next? Right? 1. So I can combine a two generators is also my demo here. Okay. So now my point is, so if we go back to the what do you say? This example, automatically the calculation has came. Okay. What we will do is we will start debugging. So is that value correct or not? How we will check? First of all, what we will do, rather than a sum, we will check square. So obviously we need to go for a 1. So after 1, what will be the next number? Same number is coming. One square will be 1 only, no? 1 square will be 1 only. That's why it is coming here, same number. Okay. So now, see now if I execute this value, it is giving you an exact result like 4985, 4895. So how it is? So first Fibonacci series has been completed. Okay. So now what we will do, we can do like this. For I in Fibonacci numbers of 10. Runtime. So now what is happening? So one after the another. So like from here, not going by. So 1 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1, 3 plus 5, like that it is coming. So now what you are doing for every number, what you are doing? You are trying to what we will do. or we can do square of 1. We will do square of nums. Okay. In square of nums. Right? This will happen. So my aim was and take that I do anyway that should have been taken into the consideration. Not understanding. Um, okay. Now I understand. What they are doing, this is like for loop they are doing right here. Okay. So now they are doing they are sending a list of numbers. Right? They are sending a list of numbers. Now they want to push it into a list of numbers. Okay. So what we will do? We will push into a list. We define a list. LST. Guys, in 10 minutes the class will end. Again, we will come and connect tomorrow. What will say? LST dot append of I. Now I can call for I in square number of LST, right? Of LST. So print I. Yeah. Now it came. Right? So next number it will go actually. Next number it should go. Stopping there. Like, but we are doing a sum. Okay, we are doing a sum of this. So what we will do? Print parallelly into sum equal to sum plus I. Okay. See, normally if you want to do, it was one line. If we do manually, how much time it is taking? So how much line also it is taking? So how quick it is? You need to understand. Sum is already a function, sum x. Sum is a keyword. That's why we are not using. Okay, the function name. Sum x. Let's say sum x is not defined, so we say sum x. Sum x is equal to 0. Right. Okay, we got this answer at first. Okay, how we got? So all this operation it is doing inside x, right? So you don't write all this. So generators are very easy to write and but difficult to understand. So once you understand, it is very easy, right? So we have a very big advantage. So we are not writing around 5 lines or 6 lines of code. And iteration we need to understand, and again we are doing pushing into a list. All that it was doing. So it is like generator inside a generator, right? You understand? Any doubts? Good. All possible examples I have taken. This one example you can see here. 5 more minutes we have, guys. We will we can repeat what we have done today. So we have done one more. We'll see example and we'll repeat once again. So we have arithmetic series. We want to print a arithmetic series until 50. Until 50. So now what we are doing? First of all, we called with the 3, 10. So between the this one, okay, 3, 10. So now, so from 3 incrementally to 10, increment with 10. That series I want. Okay, that is the rule. Not 3 to 10. From 3 incremental of 10 till 50. Till 50. That's the rule. That is the rule. So now, normally without for loop, what you are doing? You are doing 1 by 1 call. If you do for loop, automatically it will generate into a list. So automatically it will come. Automatically it will come. So now my point is here, if you are using a return, will this happen? Yes, it may happen, but what happens? It calculates in the memory. Okay, you may not view it, but here if you see the arithmetic series A comma R, so that is like 3 until 10. So 3 plus 10 until 50. So while A less than is equal to 50, it is giving you yield A. So every time you do a yield, A value increasing. How we are increasing? We are doing a plus. We are doing a plus with the remainder. We are doing a plus with remainder. So now A value change. So next time you call, A value will be different. Next time you call, A value will be different. Next time you call, A value will be different. Right? Understood? So that's the way. Clear? So that example was beautiful for us. So now this example is very good actually. Okay. So rather than directly writing, we are writing in a normal way. So if you directly do a generator, it will be a single line. So next, that's what he's telling. A is equal to 43 plus 10. It becomes 53 greater than 50. Then the object automatically it will stop. Yeah, then automatically it will stop. So now, the last final example, using multiple yield statements. So we are using a multiple yield statement. So now you have a string, first string, yield, second string, third string. So we are defining an object. So what happens? I try to call every time, a new value will come. Okay, I try to call. So if I have a 3 yields, third value will come. That's what I told you, OTP kind of thing. Okay. Right? OTP kind of example. So now this is also possible. So now as we discussed the difference between the generators, so we discussed the advantages of generators. So key differences from list comprehension and generator expression. So generator expression also we saw. It doesn't return a list. Normally that will return a list. Which one? List comprehension will return a list. Only useful purpose of generator is for iteration. So when we want to do some iteration and keep the previous value. So that cases, once consumed, generator cannot be reused, right? That is also there. So once I do a next one, previous value it will not be there. That is one more disadvantage we have, but we may not need previous value, right? According to the business requirements, some business requirements may not need the previous value. Okay, right? We'll round up what we have done in 1 minute. We are dealing with generators today. Why generators are like similar like functions, whereas function will have return as a keyword, whereas generators will have yield as a keyword. So now we saw so many examples also, right? So that is the one. So when a generator find no value, it will raise an exception called stop iteration exception. That also we saw, right? That also we saw. And so that's what we are discussing here. So what is the difference we saw? Yield versus return. Yield statement is responsible for controlling the flow of generator. Okay, passes the function. It passes the function and it will jump to the call, jump to the function call. So the returns, whereas the return statement returns a value and terminates the whole function at a time. It will not go and come, go and come. Okay, so now what happens? If it is returns, it is returned. That's it. Yield is like, okay, waiting. Still it is processing until the condition is met. until the condition is met. And in function only, we can have only one return statement. We can't have n number of return statements. That is one more point you need to remember. Okay, one more point you need to remember. So that's the beauty of generator here. So normal function, as I told you, the difference is already we discussed. So normal function contains only return, whereas generator function contains multiple returns. So fine.